I have a brilliant idea. Pack, you've come to the 13th before, yes? You fought Voidsent here. But clearly you didn't know they could regenerate, else you would have shared that detail before. No, how would I know? They seemed to stay dead at the time, yes. I doubt not that they did. There must be a reason why the ones you defeated did not return, in convention of the natural order. Do you remember out of the ordinary, a sealing magic like Zero's, perhaps? We remembered no such thing. There are circumstances in which we are unable to return. If you like, I can tell you about this. Please do. The more you devour, the more powerful you grow, but in the process, your essence is blended with those of your prey. If you were to lose your flesh, the souls have come to harbor may break free and coalesce into distinct voidsent once more. Before you yourself return, your own soul might be devoured by your enemy whilst erstwhile prey, a fate more likely for stronger beings who require more time to regenerate. However, even assuming you survive the process, it's highly uncommon to return as you were. Yet, despite his greater strength, something managed to resurrect rather swiftly. Are there others capable of the same? Not that I'm aware of. His attachment to his flesh was too unique for him to develop such an ability. I believe we understand the fundamentals of rebirth now. If I may, I would ask you about your power. Will you tell us about it? What you saw should speak for itself. I combined the ether of the soul and crystal. Many wielded this power during the something, but I'm the only one left. How does one come to wield Memoria, and what happened to your peers? I've never thought about that. I do know, though, the Voidsent can't use the power. I assume I can, because I'm mortal in part. I see. Zero, I wish to ask you about the man called Golbez. He may well have my sister in his clutches. Is there aught you can tell us of him? The name sounds vaguely familiar, though I can't say how I know it. If he is powerful, however, someone in the castle may have heard of him. Then we must try talking to the other Voidsent again. Let us entrust the task to Pack. Her echo will help facilitate communication. More importantly, she should be able to maintain her composure better than a concerned sibling. That I cannot deny. Forgive me, but will you not ask for Golbez in my stead? On the terraces... Oh, it is gonna work? Okay, it is gonna work. On the terraces to begin with, perhaps. Is it clipping? It acts like it is. Thank you. We shall remain here and discuss the other avenues might pursue in the meantime. Welcome, Pack. Were you able to bring aught of value? Oh my gosh! Does actually seem to still be clipping a little bit sometimes. So countless Voidsent answered to the Archfiends, who in turn answered to Golbez, as your vision did suggest. Some things' aggression is also consistent with the claims that the Archfiends conquer other domains. The question is, how do we reach Golbez if he surrounds himself with armies of minions? We could target the other archfiends, or perhaps those who fled his service. Either may yield us useful information. That said, we can't do much while we're stuck on this side of the isle. Zero, I would ask a favor of you. I am determined to save my sister, Azdaha. If there's even a faint possibility that Golbez has her, then I must find him. To that end, I want you to lend us your strength and knowledge, if you would accompany us on our quest. Forgotten the way of my world already. If you want help, offer payment. None here will aid you out of the kindness of their hearts. Any who claim otherwise are liars and betrayers. Or is this less a request and more threat? If I refuse, will you force me to serve? That's always a possibility. Protection? I have no need of such. I was a prisoner, yes, but only because I couldn't be bothered to resist. I could have easily broken free had I desired to do so. If you're truly such an aimless creature, then you could do worse than to join us. You needn't expend as much energy to defend yourself as you would alone. Trying to be clever, are you? But even if you had a point, your protection isn't enough to persuade me. Very well, Zero. I propose that you travel with us, and whenever you perform a deed that requires payment, we will provide it in ether. That is all you had to say. Everything else was superfluous. Fair point. Where to now? Either a place the archfiends may strike next, or where refugees and deserters may seek sanctuary. I know the latter. I'll take you there. I assume you know how we can get off this isle. I was brought here on a mount. We can leave the same way. Now that you mention it, I did notice some flying creatures near the terraces. Given our numbers, we'll need a large one, but regardless of the size, all can be won over with ether. Excellent. Let's go and find our mount at once. Not good. Lord Golbez must hear of this. We should be able to find a mount here. With the castle in disarray, the creatures will be hungry. Just a little ether should suffice. Are you ready?
There it is.
What is? What have we found?
Good. It agrees to serve. Get on.
Very interesting. the surround sound is something else. Jeez.
What is this place?
My domain. In the beginning, it was a sanctuary for me alone. But over time, others began to gather here. Those who had nowhere else to go.
A settlement of pariahs.
Sounds like.
What's that? Mortals! They're mortals! Where did they sleep in? Let me have some, let me have some!
Do they want to die? Don't they sense that we're way too strong for them? I would think that they would sense that we're way too strong for them. Is that what she's communicating?
Not fair! I don't want to believe.
Yeah, I would think that they would react just like the others right off the bat.
You are under my protection here and will not be harmed. I give you my word.
Aww. Someone's
Follow
a
me.
big sweetie. Meanwhile, elsewhere.
Not only did the mortals conquer Troya, they defeated Scarmalione. I struggle to believe it. They're very small, my lords. They were aided by one of our world, who transformed Scarmalione's soul into crystal. Crystal? This one speaks of Memoria. Now there's something I've not heard for an age. It'll bring a pang of nostalgia to my breast and a tear to my eye. And the very notion was an absurd! Drifting our gone, drowned in darkness. As were we all.
And yet Scarmalione still does not answer. Were he alive, he would have returned by now. Weakest though he was, his ability to regenerate was without peer.
Was that one connected to the thing that we slew?
If this account is true, if a Memoriat has survived, they cannot be suffered to live.
Leave this matter to me, Lord Golbez. I, Barbaricia, shall strike down any who pose a threat to our plans.
'Tis true, you are a proven commander, well suited to leading an assault.
And when I have succeeded, I would beg a boon of you.
What do you desire?
The dragon's ether. All that remains.
no place.
With respect, my locks are free as the wind, without incentive to sway them. I know not whither they will blow.
Boldly spoken. I trust you will not disappoint me.
Upon this flowing hair and my immortal soul, I will not fail.
Then go and impress upon these interlopers the futility of defiance.
It is futile.
My lord,
Interesting. They must be connected to some of the creatures like the one that I fought before. That's what makes sense. Farfellow keeps to the fringes of my domain this way. Oh, whatever will I do now? Satara, this is rather unexpected. Where's Farfellow? Farfellow isn't here anymore. He's left. Yes, that's right. Left? That doesn't sound like him at all. Well, he's gone, alright. What more do you want me to say? And off he flees, as is wont to do so. But something about this doesn't sit well with me. What do you make of Satara's behavior? I doubt it. He's been threatened. We wouldn't have found him in one place. No, he would run in circles until he could run no more. That's his nature. As he says, Farfellow, I'll just say Farfellow, is gone, but that's quite unusual. As is the fact Sataro, who was clearly frightened by something, chose not to flee, but instead hid here, where Farfellow usually... No. We must go after Sataro now. Satara, we need to talk. There's no time. The wind rises. We must flee. The wind rises? What is he talking about? After him. Guess I should use a masculine voice for him. Thought it was a female at first. I can't get up from here. Yeah. Bum 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 bum. What's gotten into you? What do you mean the wind rises? When the wind rises, she comes. Barika? Barika? Who in the world is that? We must flee, all of us. There's no time. I don't sense anything, but he seems convinced. It's a dead end beyond. We'll corner him. We're doomed. There's nowhere to run. What are you running from? I already told you, Barbarica, the Archfiend of Wind. Archfiend, you say? We will be devoured or forced to serve, to fight in the crusade, but it makes no difference in the end. All are eaten by her or her enemies. I didn't want to fight anymore. That's why I fled and came here. I see. That explains everything. Almost. I thought Ferallo was used to serve as an archfiend, not you. Not you. You who always ran at the first sight of trouble. You who now speaks as though you were Barbicia's minion. There is only one explanation. Devoured the thing that we're looking for, I suppose? Indeed, that would account for his uncharacteristic behavior. So, is that the way of it? Did you devour Farfellow? And not just a portion of his ether, but his entire being? How did you know? It wasn't only your behavior that felt strange. You felt strange, as if there was more than you present. Now, I don't believe you've lost control. More likely, it was at Farfellow's behest. I cannot hide anything from you. I admit it, Farfellow didn't leave. I ate him. He feared Barbicia more than anything, hated the endless fighting. So he begged me to devour him, that he would never have to fight again. Rather than an eternity of fighting, he chose a moment of pain. For all the good it did, I can still hear his voice in my head. He's frightened, so very frightened. When you're eaten, your essence is blended with all that you devour, and though you have no control, your consciousness in part endures. Were this a world where the wheel of life and death still turned, the soul wouldn't linger so stubbornly. In time, it would return to the great flow. But there's no such end here, no escape. All know this. In making his choice, Farfellow must have been desperate indeed. And now that desperation has joined with Sitaro's fear, driving him to act erratically. This place will become a battlefield. We won't want to be eaten. Neither me nor Farfellow, but there's nowhere to go. Nowhere. Then tell me about Barbicia. I would know who it is we face. It's too late. She's as good as here, and no one can escape her winds. No one. Yeah, sounds like it.
Eorzea! She has come!
Okay, so that's what his voice sounds like.
And she's brought her domain with her. The Archfiend's after you and yours, I shouldn't doubt. Perhaps you should go and find them. But be warned, whatever this is about, do not expect us to get involved.
I can't bear it! Eating and being eaten! I only want to be left in peace!
You and me both.
One of the archfiends approaches.
They must have been tracking our movements.
She's here.
Excellent. You've saved me the trouble of traveling to Troya.
So you're Barbariccia.
Mind your manners, mortal. My name is not to be spoken save in reverence and fear.
Oh, we don't have those.
And what is this pitiful domain? Pitiful wretches all. I will put you out of your misery. Alas, poor Scarmiglione, and good riddance. Felled by outsiders in pursuit of what? Pray tell.
A dragon. One who crossed to this world thousands of years ago. Know you aught of it?
A dragon, you say? My Lord Golbez is more clever than I realized. To let the prize live, that it might lure more prey to us. Very well. In gratitude and service, I shall devour every last mote of their souls.
Where is she? Where is Ashdaya?
Huh, you even share its scent. How curious. And irresistible.
If you think us easy prey, you're wrong.
Unlike Scarmiglione, I need not skulk in shadow to claim what is mine. If you would know about the dragon you seek, then enter into my domain. You may flee instead if you wish, if the fate of the sorry lot here is of no concern to you. One way or another, I will have satisfaction.
What's the plan then?
Indeed. Yet she will have the upper hand in her domain. We must be no less than fully prepared.
We find her and get our answers. Will you be joining us, Zero?
You may be easily goaded into accepting her challenge, But my curiosity is not so insatiable as to cloud my judgment. Nevertheless, if you are desperate for my aid, you know my price.
I shall pay it. So long as you leave me strength enough to see my sister home, you may take as much as you wish. And lest you forget, mine is no ordinary ether. Babaricia too recognized its potency.
Very well. We have a bargain.
We have to put a bunch of weird names in there. Is this the Wind Temple or is this the Hair Temple? It's like the Hair Temple.
You're not the only ones who can ride the wind!
It's windy time, boy! Windimus Maximus.
Leave these ones to us.
I see to Barbaricia.
Unlimited power. I don't get why, like when they're asking for, oh, we need recommendations for managers, why they're like, oh, we need at least 4 different names. Well, I can't think of 4 different that I would recommend. Like, all I can really think of right now is like one that really stands out to me as like good management quality. Why would I recommend other people that I don't really think fit the bill? If I don't think you fit the bill, I'm not going to
give yourselves to my scouring winds that I may feast upon your essence.
I actually need food, actually.
Such rich, exquisite ether. My head shivers with anticipation.
Okay, I don't have any idea what this does, so I'll just stand where everyone else is. If they, oh gosh, probably going to stop. Oh, ouch. How are we supposed to know that some of this stuff is going down? Stand where everyone else is. I'm figuring they hopefully know the mechanics of this fight. Mostly. Oh. God. Nobody was even prepared for that at all. I just looking for video guide for this before, so I'm just trying to follow.
My locks are as the wind.
And any that are colored doesn't seem to be enough.
Soft, strong, and free.
Hopefully. Stack on that? I don't think
A fair wind blows.
Okay, do we attack this thing or something? I don't know.
You feel it too, do you not? You've done well the last 6 years. But the battle has only just begun.
Forwards, I think so. Okay. Phase 2. Is she wind type or is she air type?
George, this if you can! I'll make it.
When stuff is telegraphed, it's easy enough to dodge. Oh god. I did all the mechanics correctly. It's still
feel my fury. Know your place.
somewhat safe, maybe. Stop following me!
Don't
What are you
underestimate
doing?
me. Feel my fury! Know your place.
There from something. This is a hard one.
Be gone from my sight!
Kind of wishing I had watched the video.
The insolence! Dodge this if you can! I'll make you regret.
I mean, I definitely can. It's telegraphed. It's telegraphed, I can dodge just about everything. Not just when it gets difficult.
No! I will not be denied!
I think he will be, actually. We had some really good healers, honestly. We had some really good healers, really good recoveries.
There's still time. With more of the dragon's ether, I can yet...
You can yet
You're
die.
Finished. Damn it all!
It's interesting. It's like the same size and color and everything as all the other crystals. It doesn't seem to matter how much ether they've consumed. They just seem to all go into the same type of crystal and everything. It all seems to be the same.
I see you've bested Barbariccia. Well done.
Easy.
Her
Easy
minions
peasy
too are all
lemon
crystallized
squeezy.
or scattered. The day is ours.
What of my sister? Tell me you learned something about Ashdaya.
We're finding out. No. Nothing.
So the Archfiend and her crystal yielded not.
Our efforts have not been entirely fruitless.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
We have deprived your sister's captor of another powerful champion. With Zero, we may yet challenge Golbez and his minions.
Indeed. We could not have come this far without your aid. Thank you, Zero.
I but fulfilled my part of the bargain. And now I will have my...
What's wrong?
Her ether is nearly spent. Perhaps unsurprising given how much power she used.
I wouldn't want to face another Archfiend without her. We should hurry back to Zero's domain.
Agreed. Eager though I am to continue, it would be unwise to risk our lives for the sake of haste.
Yeah.
Let us suspend the mission and tend to Zero.
Is it just her ether that is bad, though? Odd. I mean, others of us definitely expended just as much ether, but we didn't collapse. Insofar as I can discern at any rate, being part of the Void Sun, her physiology may be rather different from ours. Yeah, that might be why. Let us observe her for a while as we discuss our next move. It's like, yeah, that's a possibility. Hopefully, oh my god, not. As long as the issue is opposed, she will remain this way. Telling. I haven't the faintest inkling, nor can I say whether the ether we can afford to share will be enough to awaken her. Would be best to take her back with us to the source. There she would be guaranteed all she requires. Zero cannot afford to give her consent. It would seem we have no choice. The affirmative would be to leave her here defenseless. Should she desire it, we can bring her home. Might I ask you to Barbicas Memora? It may yet serve a purpose. Oh, what happened to her? Have you business with Zero? We have a newcomer, a former minion of Barbicas. Let her know when she wakes, will you? Barbicas minion. Why not go and find this newcomer, so we have something to tell Zero if nothing else? Indeed. Maybe I trouble you to join me, Peck. With luck we might learn something of Golbez. You're the ones who felled Barbicas. I won't make trouble. I'll obey, so please let me stay. You would obey, then tell me how you know of Golbez. There isn't much I can tell. Only the Archfiends are allowed this domain, wherever it is. None but they know. I see. No better way to guard oneself than keeping one's location secret. How does Golbez communicate with his minions afield? He has these scepters? Staves? Whatever they are, he uses them to talk to those far away. Not unlike link pearls, at least in function. That will be all. My thanks for your cooperation. My thanks to you as well for affording me the time. I trust you understand that once we leave the 13th, you will not be able to return until we are prepared to resume our search. Knowing this, are you ready to depart? Yes. Obviously. Obviously. The only thing I'm wondering, is she really going to be okay outside of this domain? Is it actually going to benefit her? Back to Troya then, and thence home. I'm wondering, I'm curious how it will fare for her to be outside of this realm. Hopefully she'll be okay. Only problem is I don't know if we can really close this void gate now once we go through it. They're gonna wonder who we're coming through the portal with. Yep. Yeah, they're gonna wonder who this is. Everyone who went through initially, though, is perfectly fine.
You're all safe.
Yep.
Thank the sisters.
Easy. Oh. There we go. I should check on the streams.
A moment while I close the gate.
Hopefully it actually ends up looking better. Yeah, no. Yeah, I guess we can close it.
There. We may rest easy for now.
Suppression artifacts are
Was there any
most
trouble?
likely going to be
I expect some void scent slipped through.
Increase
A few
in at least
did,
potential
aye.
fidelity might be
But we were ready and
worth
dealt with them without incident.
Not to see.
That is well. I cannot thank you enough for your vigilance.
Yes, you're grateful. But aren't you forgetting something more important? You know, the polite but warm formalities one delights in hearing when their little brother returns from a long journey.
Channel? Is that how I'm gonna view it? Full screen?
Indeed.
Okay, there we go.
You are right. It is good to be home again, among those who I love dearly and missed so much.
It does look pretty good right now.
And we are glad to receive you, Vashan. Welcome home.
Chambers have been prepared for your use at Megaduta. Let us take Zero there at once.
At least in the cutscenes, it looks better at 1080p. For in motion, even in motion, it does look, I think, a little bit better at 1080p. Okay. So evidently, the bitrate being stretched a little bit thinner at 1080p isn't going to be an issue, or too much of an issue. So here we have our resolution, the more thin the bitrate is being stretched.
Our mission took many an unexpected turn. I am relieved that we have all returned safely.
Genshin impact might be a slightly different.
But before you all enjoy the rest you have earned 12 times over, I would consult you on one last matter.
A little bit worse, but after.
Zero.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely think for Final Fantasy XIV, at the very least, it seems to be better at 1080p. The more stretched, thin bitrate doesn't seem to be.
While she appears none the worse for wear, she remains locked in slumber, and I cannot help but worry. Is there aught we can do to expedite her recovery? If her ether is exhausted, perhaps I can share some of mine now.
I mean, that was kind of the agreement.
In the wastelands of the 13th, one can only replenish ether by taking it from others, be it by trade or by force. In contrast, the source is rich in ambient ether.
Yeah.
Simply being here and drawing breath, Zero will absorb what she needs.
Then we need but wait?
I believe so.
We can speed up the recovery process.
She will awaken in time, and when she does, give her something to eat. Judging by her form, she should also be able to derive nourishment from food. I know you promised her your ether,
The difference
but perhaps she might appreciate fine Harnish cuisine more.
Maybe. I don't know.
Food can certainly be arranged.
I would rather stick to what we agreed to than, I don't know.
She looks like any other person. Unsurprising, perhaps, given that she is only part void sent.
Isn't she still pale as heck? Not exactly normal.
Zero said before that Xenos had altered her essence. A change wrought, I suspect, with the power of darkness. It acted upon the part of her that is void sent, rendering it dominant. Thus, we were able to reverse it with the power of light. I labor to believe that Xenos possessed such arcane knowledge. In all likelihood, it came from Fandaniel.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Were Zero wholly void sent, I doubt the crystal would have had an effect on her. One might say that Hydaelyn had a hand in your meeting.
Tis no exaggeration to say that Zero has proven herself invaluable. A boon from Hydaelyn herself. Her cooperation may come at a price, but whatever it is, I am willing to pay it. Exhausting though it may be at times.
Well, I mean, we're not really going to get very far without her. We can't crystallize the enemies, they're just going to keep respawning. Yeah, we're not exactly going to get super far without her. If I may excuse myself, I wish to pay a visit to the High Crucible. While the scales function admirably, it would be prudent to have them inspected for signs of degradation. By all means, I shall do the same for this vessel. Then I'll go and meet with the soldiers, share with them what I learned, fighting Voidsent from the 13th. What of you, my friend? Have you any immediate plans? Just worried about Zero. In that case, might I trouble you with a small task? I wish to have foods ready for Zero when she awakens, you see. Would you be willing to go to Mirdi's Mehed and ask for suitable refreshments?
Of course.
Excellent. In the meantime, Nidhana shall watch over the Zero. She is already en route. Let us tend to our prospective business and reconvene in Yom. Welcome to Marine's Mayhem. Please make yourself comfortable. What? I guess the satrap collapsed from hunger. Of course I would be happy to help. You need to only tell me what you desire. Expensive dish. Just for good measure. Something light and refreshing. Rich and hearty meal with plenty of meat. That does sound like good. Modest quantity of mortals either. Let's choose the third option, I think. That sounds like the best option. Well, that might be perfect for an adventure preparing for a treasure vault. Fear would be too much for someone coming out of a long slumber. Okay. Recommend something gentler on the stomach, like these apples here. They've just come in and I can guarantee their freshness. Afterwards, your guest may feel she's welcome to sample whatever else we can provide. Just let me know. Okay. I don't know, apples wouldn't exactly be my first choice. If it were me, I'd want something a little bit more filling. Let's see.
Light. Is this an inn? What happened? How did I get here?
She does, yeah, her face does look slightly less pale and her
There's
hair
no
has
time.
slightly more color.
I must rejoin the battle. I must...
What battle? There is none here. You're fine.
Oh, you're awake! Wonderful!
Hopefully she doesn't strike her down.
What is this? Some sort of fiend? A fiend? Where is it? Where? But this is no time for jokes. You're in the source, my dear. The world next door, so to speak. The others brought you here after you collapsed. I'll fetch them at once. Wait, just a moment.
Yeah, she is far less pale here. And her hair actually has color. It looks greenish, which is an interesting color for hair, but it's not gray here. Or at least it's less gray and more green. She definitely looks healthier.
I took the liberty of arranging refreshments. I hope you find them as flavorful as they are invigorating.
This isn't what you promised. I suppose ether is ether.
Well, she's just gonna absorb them? It's interesting that she can just absorb it that way.
Wait. Don't tell me you don't know how to eat?
I took what I needed from it. What's the problem?
Where's the enjoyment in that? You're supposed to bite, to chew, to savor, and then swallow.
Yes. Do it right. Freaking barbarian.
That's the way. So, did it taste good?
It should.
I don't know.
You can't taste.
The long years without eating may have dulled your sense of taste.
Well, we Voidsent have no need for such when consuming others. There are some who speak of taste when describing the quality and affinity of their prey's ether. But I loathe the act. Taking ether in small amounts like this is one thing, but diluting my essence, diminishing myself, I'd sooner die. And I have died, countless times.
You have? But what happens when you do?
Not much. After a while, you return, together with all your expended life force. The important thing is to die where others won't devour you.
Amazing! My peers who study immortality and resurrection would be most interested in this phenomenon.
The question of taste aside, I am glad that you are able to partake of food like us. I dare say it agrees with your personal preferences.
That's true. You can keep giving me the same on a regular basis.
Very well. As my guest, I shall see that you do not want for comfort. And one other thing. We brought you to our world without your consent, and for that, I apologize. If you wish it, we will return you to yours once you have regained your strength.
It's fine. I have no reason to go back. Except for yours, perhaps. You intend to cross over again, I take it.
I do. I have yet to find my sister. I want nothing more than to rush to her aid, to find this Golbez and free her from his clutches, if he still holds her captive.
Though if our recent experience has taught us anything, 'tis that the 13th is more dangerous than we ever imagined. Caution must be our watchword.
Better late than never. In the short time you spent in our world, you left a trail of chaos in your wake.
That's how we do
You
it.
managed to return in one piece this time. But don't assume you'll be so lucky the next.
Rest assured, we will make no assumptions and spare no preparation.
Yes, we'll
Speaking
leave
of
a
which,
bigger trail of
while we
destruction
rest
in our
and
wake
ready
next
ourselves,
time.
I ask that you tell me more about your home. In return, I will tell you about ours. I will show you my domain, Radzethan.
Radzethan.
Again, a stranger in this strange land. I have a condition. You must come too.
Oh.
You have my thanks.
It's not going to be voice acted, I'm guessing.
So, what are your impressions of Radzethan?
There's a lot of mortals.
An
Considering your origin, I can see why that might be your first observation. Though they would call each other people, I think. If you wish to know about
Well, I
our
mean,
fair
they would.
city,
There's no
I
I
should be
think
glad
about
to
it.
place a guide at your disposal.
No need. I'll show myself around. There's only so much about my home I can share with you in return, after all. While I remember some few tales of the past, I cannot speak to their authenticity. But if that is enough, then I will tell you of the events that saw darkness engulf our world. The Contra Memoria.
We are all ears. Please.
Long ago, light filled the world and all was at peace. But then the servants of darkness came, and they bequeathed a black art unto men. Channeling the power of hope and prayer, one could call forth fearsome beings known as Eidolons.
Aren't you, kitty? You're silly.
The Asians. And these Eidolons are surely primals.
Then you have faced the same, and understand that when an Eidolon is birthed, strife follows. And in such strife, the weak are the first to suffer.
How's the mic working?
It's working really good, yeah. And it's the same mic.
When it
it's
seemed
just
the world would be
there
plunged
now.
into chaos,
So
heroes
It
appeared.
picks up more.
They
the-
were blessed with a
the
singular
voice
power.
To, keyboard /
The power to
background
bind the
noise
ether of
ratio is better.
Eidolons within crystals known as Memoria.
It's now about the
My
correct
mother was one
distance.
such Memoriate. But in fighting to save many, she herself was touched by darkness. As was I.
And so you were born part void sent, before the world was overcome.
How exactly did that calamity come to pass?
What?
Did the Memoriates not triumph?
Yeah. I'm not sure why his.
They did. They expunged the seeds of chaos and restored the peace,
Poor kitty.
only to find themselves seduced by the darkness they had sealed. They spread the taint, transforming men into monsters, what you call void sent, and raised armies to wage new wars.
Not the first to be corrupted by power, nor the last.
Some defied temptation and held fast to the light. My mother and I among them. For years and years we fought, but it was not enough. And when our strength was spent, our bulwarks broken, so too was the world.
The flood of darkness.
The stars faded from the heavens as a pall black as pitch enveloped creation. Darkness raged unchecked, rending the very walls of reality. I was cast into the rift, and there trapped for what felt like an eternity. Until I came upon a crack. Tiny, infinitesimal, but enough for me to squeeze through
Oh, hi, kitty, kitty.
and find my world changed beyond recognition into the lightless waste you saw.
So that is how you were able to escape becoming a void sent in full.
I suppose I should consider myself fortunate. Were I like most others, I wouldn't have lasted a day before being devoured. We, the lost, are better equipped to survive in a lost world.
A lost world, you say? I wouldn't be so sure. The 13th is still there, is it not?
What are you getting at?
To explain requires that we initiate you into the truth of the source and its reflections. Be warned that this will take a while.
She was reverted via light, so if the Void Sent are really people, then the same might be able to happen to them as well.
Then, unlike the worlds that have been rejoined, mine still...
The Oracle of Light prevented the first from being completely overcome. So the situation may not be completely identical to that of your 13th. But the fact remains that we were able to restore a measure of balance to a world brought to the brink of destruction. Which gives me cause to hope there may be a way to restore light and life to the 13th. Of course, these are only possibilities. I offer no guarantees. But having experienced what we have, I dare say we are more qualified than most to speak on the matter.
Wait, I don't understand. Why would you say these things? As if you mean to... But the sole reason you came to the Void was...
To find a dragon, aye. And in light of what we've seen, we'd be fools to strive for more. But we Scions, former Scions, begging your pardon, have a habit of not leaving well enough alone. And old habits die hard, don't they, my friend?
Indeed.
Restoring the light would serve our efforts to find and free Ashdaya. There is no reason not to try.
Do as you will. I have no desire to save that world.
Be that as it may, we will have need of your power when next we face Void Sent.
You know how it works. If you want my help, you must pay my price. And now that you've drawn Golbez's attention, it's going to cost you more. A lot more. I will consider this a deposit.
You should really try some of the other food, not just apples. Meanwhile, elsewhere. Voice acted?
First Scarmiglione, and now Barbariccia. Useless, the both of them.
Yep.
It was no lie. They conspire with a Memoriad.
And their search for the dragon will lead them here. The war looms nigh. We cannot allow these interlopers to interfere.
If I may, my lord, I have a plan to eliminate them. In order to guarantee its success, however, I will require Cagnazzo's cooperation. Now there's sport to be had, then I'll play along. As much as I dislike following your lead, I have no patience for scheming.
Well and good to have confidence, but do not forget the cost of failure.
Cost of failure.
Rest assured, I will see the dream to fruition. Even should I be consumed by my own flames, I will pave the way for one and all.
Then I will trust in your oath and your plan.
We will give you cause to rejoice, my lord. This I vow. Ha-ha! Some excitement for a change.
Looks like two birds with one stone. Yeah, I think he's foreseeing the same thing.
No sacrifice is too great. Even should my 4 archfiends be lost, I will not halt my steps. The prison of passivity is an obstacle to my cause, and so you must fall. What irony that the blessed damned should set us free. As I swore so long ago. The gate lies open. At long last, my ambition shall be fulfilled!
Voice acting.
Everyone is so carefree.
Yep.
Unafraid and unconcerned in spite of their weakness, and how easily their lives could be torn apart in an instant.
Is that a threat?
Such luxury is a loss to us. We have no hopes or dreams, and even the release of death. Only hunger. Others are a means to an end, at times a literal one. We forge covenants with men and come here to feed, or to die. I thought it would be no different when I was summoned by Xenos. Lives were tools to him, to be used and discarded at whim. In that respect, he was a void-sent at heart. But towards you, and you alone, he behaved differently. And I cannot fathom why. What was it that drove him? What made him choose such an end? But enough about that man. He is dead and we are all better for it. Why are you here? Was there something you needed? So you're heading back now. Then as per our bargain, I will go as well.
Seems that she's grown pretty fond of this place. Reluctant to leave. She didn't seem all that worried about saving her old world. Seems that she would be very content to just stay here. I don't blame her.
Everyone is here? Good. Let us set forth for the void once more.
What is it?
Another dragon?
He's calling.
What is the meaning of this?
Unless I'm mistaken, that was intended for one of your kin. Who?
It was for the briefest of moments, but I felt her. Ashdire.
I thought she was in the void.
As did I. Yet the presence was unmistakable.
What?
Thus did I call out, only for it to fade and vanish.
Perhaps she crossed over to the source, then immediately turned back.
I do not know. Could she have found a way home?
The how of it aside, if she was indeed in the source, there may be clues where she came through that could lead us back to her. Where exactly was it that you felt her presence?
Far to the north. That was all I could discern.
The north, you say? Beyond the bounty? Garlemald?
As good a place to start as any. My apologies, Zero, but your return to the void will have to wait.
I don't think she's gonna be too worried about that.
I told you before that I have no reason to go back there.
Mm-hmm.
Do as you will.
She likes it better here, I think.
All right. I presume you wish to stay here in Radzatan until we return?
Or does she wish to go with us?
You've kept me amply fed. I wouldn't be averse to helping you on your search.
If Ashdire was indeed here, other Voidsent may have made the journey as well. Very well. We would welcome your company.
If it's decided, then I'll contact our associates in Garlemald. It's me. Still talking everyone's ears off, I trust?
Oh yes, we do that quite
Understood.
well.
We'll see you there.
No, you won't.
We're to rendezvous at Tertium. We'll need to teleport to make it there in time. Can you?
Aye. I know it well from my time as an avatar.
Then it seems we're all set.
If there is nothing else, let us see to our final preparations.
Any moment now.
My friends, 'tis good to see you again.
Right on cue.
And you. I was worried that the cold wouldn't agree with you, but you're both looking quite well.
Dress warmly enough, anyone can
You
survive.
get used to it. It helps that there's no shortage of fuel and heaters like before.
Look at how many layers they must be wearing. The coats are absolutely massive. Like, look at how much that is, and look at how thin they are underneath. Oh my goodness, they've got like a really thick coat, and then a sweater, and then I'm guessing some third layer as well. Oh my goodness, yeah, they're really dressed up warmly.
Glad to hear it. Have you been working in Garlemald all this time?
We have. Though the worst is behind them, the people still have a long road ahead.
I can imagine.
With the nation in ruins and the leadership void yet to be filled, there remains a lack of direction, a pervasive sense of aimlessness and worry.
Still, everyone wants to make things better. And we're here to help.
Maybe.
A lot of Garleans wanted nothing to do with us, but they're starting to come round. Slowly, but surely.
You're doing a fine job. Maybe.
You're too kind. But it's thanks to the cooperation of like-minded souls that we've been able to make any progress. The allied nations continue to send supplies, which allow us to meet basic needs such as food and shelter. Meanwhile, Euless and a number of soldiers have begun a restoration initiative, with more and more volunteers joining by the day.
Like Alphino said, they've got a long road ahead of them. But we'll get there together, one step at a time. But enough about events here. What brings you to us? And with new company, besides.
This may take rather a long time to explain, but bear with me.
You're Strolla the storyteller.
The 13th! After traveling to the edge of existence, I thought you'd keep your escapades closer to home for a while.
Nah.
But I suppose there's no stopping you. Not that I'm one to talk, of course.
The heart of an adventurer cannot be denied.
You could have at least invited me, too. Surely there was room enough for me and Grahar in the Undersea Vault. I know. I only meant to tease. Mostly. But on a more serious note, are we sure it's wise to keep Xenos' former avatar around?
Nah, she's definitely
I
super
understand
dangerous.
how you came to work together, but nevertheless...
You're right to be cautious. I'm a void sent, after all. But do not conflate me with Xenos. To recall my time in his service, it angers me.
Is that so? I think we'll get along just fine, you and I.
Now that we are all caught up, to the matter at hand. As we were about to resume our search in the void, I felt the presence of my sister Ajdaya in the source. Somewhere in the far north, perhaps even here in Galdemald. If you have seen or heard anything out of the ordinary, I must know.
Must.
As a matter of fact, we may have. In recent days, we have had to contend with a surprising number of Voidsent. And not the lesser kind that occasionally manifest, but ones possessed of considerable power.
You think they might have been summoned? By whom?
We're not sure. But as Euless reminded us, practitioners of a certain traditional Garlean art rely upon Void-sent servants. While there are no known Reapers left in Garlemald, we can't rule out the possibility that some are working in secret.
Succeeded in summoning for a time.
To summon not
his
one, but
sister,
several
and then
powerful Voidsent
she
is
went
no
back.
small feat. But if Ashdaya was indeed called from the void,
Then it is likely the same party is responsible. Alternatively, the etheric confluence at the Tower of Babel may have triggered an expansion of natural fissures one could use to cross over. But I think that improbable, if not impossible.
And we must assume these events have indeed been orchestrated.
Well, summoned or no, we've been trying to track them to their origin. It's the mountains to the east, we think.
Can you guide us there?
I would, but the terrain is too difficult to traverse on foot, nor is flying an option due to the winds.
too much ground to cover in any case. Is there no way to narrow it down?
There is one place we thought to look first. An isolated village rumored to have once been home to a Reaper order.
That would indeed make an excellent start, though the question of how to get there remains.
Euless may be of assistance. Let us return to Camp Broken Glass and consult him.
Time to invent a snowmobile. Oh, Peck, what a welcome surprise. And I see you're traveling with a large crew as usual. Not to suggest that that's an inconvenience for us. We'd be happy to share our supplies with you and your allies, should you require any. Apologies if we interrupt, Julius, but there's a matter we wish to discuss. We've just finished our routine briefing, so you come at a good time. Is this about the Voidson? It is. From what we can discern, they're coming from the mountains to the east. Practitioners of the Reaper arts once lived in the area, did they not? Yes, they had a village in the Lapis Minilis caverns. The Scythe-wielders forged pacts with Voidsents and took to battle with the beings at their sides. For a time, they played an invaluable role in our military, but the advent of Magitech saw them fall out of favor. And when some were unmasked as insurrectionists, the order was outlawed. The village believed to have to be long abandoned. My sister is taken captive by Voidsent. I sensed her presence in this land, and may have come in search of her. If Voidsent have been sighted here, and I believe there's a connection, we should like to investigate these caverns you mentioned, but Alphino tells us they are not easily reached. I'm afraid so. Deep snow and tumultuous winds rule out walking and flying. If you want to get anywhere, you're going to need a Magitech snowcraft. Alas, the last remaining functional one we had broke down. Should still be over in Crulia Ingus, where it was abandoned. Is there anyone who can fix it? Perhaps the former engineers at Trapper's Den. Their duty included transporting ceruleum tanks to Juturna Platform G using snowcraft. I believe they had to maintain a few over the years. That's worth looking into, I'd say. In the course of delivering provisions, I will come to know the people there quite well. If they can help us, I'm sure they will. May I ask you to accompany her? Given the presence of Voidsent, it's best that we avoid traveling alone. In the meantime, will you not tell me more about the mountain? I would like to learn as much as I can before commencing our search in earnest. Come with me, I'll introduce you to someone who's well versed in local geography. Eorzea, was it? I wish to speak with you. In that case, why don't you come with us to the Trapper's Den? We'll chat on the way.
What was it you wished to talk about?
Why do you help these people? What is it that you stand to gain?
Things don't quite work like that here.
I'm sorry?
You don't act on behalf of a higher power, nor are you bound by a contract. In spite of this, you help them. Why?
Because they want to.
And there I thought it was something serious. I help them because I want to.
Yeah.
Because it's the right thing to do.
But what do you stand to gain?
Nothing.
You didn't answer the question.
Didn't I? I followed my heart. What I got out of it came after. Was there anything else? If not, let's keep moving.
Right. To act not out of obligation or in pursuit of gain. To simply live. And they survive like this.
All finished, are we? Good.
Is it cold?
The cold doesn't let up out here, does it? They've the means to keep everyone warm at Camp Broken Glass and Tertium. But the measures are still only temporary. Subsisting on charity. Dreading the day the sympathy of others is exhausted. It's no way to live. They need lasting safety and security. Though things will never be as they once were.
LEC for mayor.
If we can restore a modicum of normalcy to their lives, maybe that will be enough for them to move forward. If we're to achieve that, we have to work harder. I have to work harder. Oh? Lest you misunderstand, I wasn't fishing for a compliment. As I said, I'm doing this because I want to.
Likely story.
Still, I appreciate your support. Well, our work here is done. We should be heading back. I hope Alphino and Zero haven't gotten into any trouble.
Oh, I'm sure they haven't.
I cannot imagine how awful it must have been to serve as Xenos' avatar. To not only suffer him, but so much else. She's a fighter, all right. Like you and me.
Thank you, miss. Thank you. This feels strangely familiar.
Excuse me, Alphino. My wife, she's come down with a high fever. Do you think you could take a look at her?
Of course. Give me a moment. Zero, may I leave the rest here to you?
Fine by me.
Thank you again for your help. Zero, was it? I take it you're one of Alphino's comrades?
Comrade? We've entered into a cooperative pact, if that's what you mean.
Pact? No, nothing so formal. What I mean is, you must know each other well. Be on good terms, enjoy each other's company, that sort of thing.
Then no, he's not my comrade. I have none. Nor will I ever, I think.
Oh.
Did I say something odd?
No, not at all. On the contrary, it makes sense. When Alphino and the contingent first arrived, we rejected them out of hand. Whatever they may have claimed, they were the enemy. Savages with their savage ways. To accept their help was to admit defeat. But no matter how poorly we treated them, they didn't turn their backs on us. They stayed and listened. That's just the kind of people they are. Makes sense they'd get along with someone like you who tries to push others away.
Get along? I'm upholding my part of the bargain. There's nothing more to it than that.
If you say so. Ah, I'd nearly forgotten why I came. Are you hungry? We all get rations, and considering the work you're doing, you're as good as one of us.
I am running low on ether. Very well.
Hopefully that's not meal.
Azim step-style dumplings. Buds, they call them. Never had a dumpling? It's like a kind of bread stuffed with a filling, meat or vegetables usually, that you bake or steam. We have our own recipes in Garlemald too. My mother liked to make them. My brother and sister always fought over the jam-filled ones. Just think of it as bread, all right? I should warn you though, they're spicy. Helps them keep longer, I assume. Too much for the children to handle though.
Interesting.
Interesting good, or interesting...
I don't know much about taste. Not anymore. But I do feel a sensation in my mouth.
Is that a bad thing?
Not necessarily.
That's enough for me. I've heard it said that spices are more akin to fire than flavors. Perhaps that makes them easier to understand.
Oh, Euless, getting acquainted with Zero, are we?
I suppose I am.
No harm in that. Acquaint away.
Ah, everyone is here. Excellent. Thank you all for your hard work. I've just finished up myself. Shall we go and find Estinian?
Alphino! Alize!
Wondering what happened to this person.